There's a quiet revolution going on in the field of psychology. Psychology, of course, is how we understand ourselves. And that revolution is about the different parts of us. You know, if someone says to you, "Do you want to go for a drink?" You might say, "Well, part of me does, part of me doesn't." Turns out, those parts are real, and they exist inside of us. Personality operates as a system. And this understanding of this internal family system is pioneered by Dr. Richard Schwartz.
This all leads back to the concept of self-led parenting, so that in the face of your kid doing something that is triggering, you can notice the parts that get triggered, get them to step back, and keep your heart open.
There's a lot of challenges of unconventional parenting. I think the first challenge is that we think it's unconventional, that there is the idea that there's something that is conventional, what parenting should look like, that it should be a two-parent household, you know, certain class, certain religion, certain faith, certain culture, the dominant, if you will, you know, the dominant culture.
My parents had known about IFS, and when I was a child, my life would have been different in that I would have felt freer to express more parts of myself, freer to be both a good girl, which I easily was and got a lot of good feedback for, but also a bad girl and an adventurous girl and a, you know, bitch. It would have given me permission to welcome all of myself and not had to, you know, push away things that didn't seem okay to them, which was very limiting and took a long time to come back and welcome those. So a lot of wasted years.
Being aware of our shaming parts that shame our children. And obviously that's going to mean that we have to know our own shamers inside of us. So being really aware of what shame is and our shaming and shamers, inner shamers and outer shamers, very, very important.
When that child is repeatedly criticized, it becomes their internal voice. It becomes their internal dialogue of "this is who I am."
I'm a stupid little bitch. I should shut up moaning when I'm left on my own at night. I am fat and ugly and useless. I cry like a baby when I'm slapped. I'm horrible to have around. I don't deserve to have any friends. I never do anything right. I'm not just a stupid little bitch. I'm a nobody.
So the ways that legacy burdens can get passed down from generation to generation is when you grew up in a family that experienced something, if you were to use domestic violence as an example, then you normalize that as a child and you begin to associate, or you might take on a belief that love equals hurt or pain.
I remember my stepfather, would beat me, and he would beat me with extension cords and hangers and, pieces of wood and all kinds of stuff. And, after every beating, he would tell me, it hurt me more than it hurt you. And, I only did it because I love you. It was kind of, it communicated the wrong message to me about what love was. So for many years, I thought that love was supposed to hurt. And I hurt everyone that I love.
For me, I think IFS and parenting, it's the invitation to kind of be more present, like with your own child, but your own inner child and children, your child parts. Because that's my experience, actually, parenting, is that my child parts get so terribly activated.
IFS very often is thought of as a therapy model. But what it really is a worldview. It's a way of understanding people and understanding interpersonal dynamics as well as what goes on inside our heads, kind of like the movie Inside Out.
For me, staying connected to my child has meant staying connected to myself and knowing what the heck is going on in me, even when I don't know, being curious about that. I think that's why I'm such a proponent of therapy. And I know that there's a huge stigma for us, you know, for a lot of different cultures around mental health and therapy. And a lot of people don't think of parenting and therapy in the same sentence. They don't see therapists as someone you can go and talk to about your stressors related to parenting. And a lot of my work experience with the military and with the Black community has been getting people to see how your own patterns impact your children. And that's parenting.
So one thing that I think it starts with just reflecting their parts, even from infancy. Even in that moment when they're so young they don't have language, they are building receptive language, even though they don't have expressive language, because they're listening and taking in, to say, whoa, there's a part of you that's so frustrated right now. And it becomes normalized from the day they're born.
There are many resources available on the IFSCA site, many free resources, videos, publications that can help you with this. There's the IFS Institute in the United States. They have a bookstore with many resources that can help you with this. I and my colleagues really wish you well in your parenting. We hope this is going to be a great journey for you. We hope that you're going to stay connected with your kid in a way that's really cool for life. And we hope that there are some tools and some skills here that will help you navigate that journey when it gets tricky, so you can find your path again and come back to the connection with them.